Welcome back to this week's episode. Today I've got 3 high-end spring farmhouse DIYs for you today that I know you're going to enjoy. So grab a comfy spot and let me introduce myself. Hey everybody, I'm Soozie and this is Soozie's Stuff. Welcome to station KDIY Channel 146. I'm so happy you're here. I would love it if you'd click and subscribe and then click the bell to be notified when I upload a new episode. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up or even a comment. So don't touch that dial. Let's go make some stuff. Jumping right in, our very first project today is the chicken wire flower frame. And I'm starting out with 6 of the paint sticks from Walmart. You get 3 in a pack for 98 cents. And then I ordered this chicken wire from Amazon that I will link below. So all I'm doing is I'm going to stack all of the paint sticks, and I'm just kind of measuring to see how wide I needed to make it by using the chicken wire. So I'm just gonna hot glue them all together. You'll see here how I do it. I really don't measure things all that often because I get so excited I can't wait to get it all done. I don't know if y'all are like that, but sometimes I am, and I just kind of eyeballed it by using the little ridge there at the top where the handle is to sort of guide my way. And so I used 8, not 4 or not 6. I used 8. So anyway, now the next one I'm putting on is I'm kind of moving it over just a little bit to sort of create like a little frame. So I love that, and that kind of just happened by accident. I really wasn't planning on that, but I love it when things happen by accident. So I just kind of keep going around, and then it's all done. I'm so excited to finally be doing this project. I've had it in my head for a little while now, so I'm finally doing it. I'm so happy. And I'm going to be using some of the Waverly Wax antique paint and some wax paper. I've been loving that. I think I showed it in my last video, and I've got it all down ready to paint. Now, you notice I glued it with some hot glue. Of course, you don't have to use that. You can use wood glue, but really this hot glue stuck really great for me. So however you want to do that. So I'm just adding the paint and then I'm wiping it off, and boom, it's all done. At this point, you can leave it with the stain on there. That's pretty too, but I decided to add some whitewash, and I'm using the Waverly chalk paint in white, and I'm also using an old dry brush, and I'm just going to kind of heavy-handedly brush it all over it. And for me, I love how it turns out. The white color really turns it into a farmhouse decor. I love using the antique wax paint with this white paint. It just certainly gives it that beautiful rustic farmhouse look. And we're just about finished, and it's time to add the chicken wire. My piece kind of blends in with my little background, and later I change that so you can see it a little bit better. But I'm just rolling it out and measuring it. Be careful with this chicken wire. This is actually the first time I worked with chicken wire, and I'm using my little clippers to clip it all apart. And I think I needed like some scissors, but anyway, it worked out fine. You might want to use some gloves, but I was fine with it. And I wanted to show you my really cool staple gun. Can't get it open there, and the things fall out. But anyway, I got this on Amazon, and I think it was less than $20, and I love it. It comes with 2 different little staples, some long and some short. I'm using the shorter pieces, and so I just staple that right on, and it worked out great. I love having a staple gun in my stash. Do you? So getting that stapled on, I just stretched it out a little bit and put a good amount of staples in there. And then the bottom part, you see, I did need to trim. So now I took the background and you can see my piece a little bit better. And so I'm wrapping these wonderful, cool fern pieces that I got at Dollar Tree. I was so excited to finally find some of the fern that I've seen a lot of other crafters using. And I'm also using the jute twine from Hobby Lobby. This is a little bit thicker than the kind they have at Dollar Tree. I do use both. The Dollar Tree I use for some projects, but this one I wanted a little bit thicker. So I'm just wrapping each of those pieces with the twine so it'll look really nice when I stick it in the chicken wire. So I'm just kind of crossing them over, kind of fitting them in there. I didn't need to use any hot glue or anything like that because the chicken wire holds it in place. And I love this piece because I can change the flowers. Right now it's just, I kind of did a little bit of spring, and you can add any type of flowers and turn this into a very seasonal piece. So I'm deciding on which bow. I ended up using just the burlap. I really like it the best, and I just tied it using sort of the shoestring technique, and I put a piece of wire that I had laying around through the burlap, and I'm just going to kind of push that through and twist tie it all together. And I'm pushing and puffing up the bow, getting it all ready because I am ready for the final reveal. I love this piece. Oh my goodness, it is so high end. The bow, the fern looks super expensive, and I am so happy with this piece. I'm so excited to use it for many other seasons. I mean, can you imagine some little pumpkins and things for fall and Christmas? Oh, I'm getting excited. But I love this piece, and it was very inexpensive to create. Okay, here comes my next project. It's called the Fresh Flowers Hanging Sack. I'm so excited about this one. I'm using all these supplies here. Most are from Dollar Tree. And then I'm using some pinking shears because I'm going to be cutting the fabric around it. And I'm visiting my mom right now, and I asked her if she had some, and she has 4 pair. These are some really old ones. Some I think were my grandmother's. And they're not too sharp, and you have to get them sort of professionally sharpened. I think maybe I saw that you can get them sharpened at Hobby Lobby one time, but anyway, I used the orange ones because they were the sharpest, and they really cut so great. So I'm using this ticking fabric, used to be used to make pillows, and so I'm just going to cut off that little white part. All I'm doing is I laid it across each other, I folded it, and then I'm using some hot glue. I like that it has lines on there because I'm using the 3rd line in to hot glue it together. And I'm using now the shears, and they cut beautifully. It's like butter. They cut so great. And so that's going to be the top of the sack, and I'm going to be folding it down. And if you haven't seen this at Dollar Tree, they have some sort of, I guess you call it twine with wire inside. And I picked that up because it works great for this sack. And I'm just kind of gluing a piece around or inside under the flap. And I leave a little bitty gap because that's where I'm going to tie the handle. So I'm just sticking that underneath the flap, and it's ready to go. I love the wire in it because it's gonna help it stay open when we stuff it here in just a little bit. So now I have the ends tied, and we'll add the handle in just a little bit. So as I'm looking at it, I'm not real happy with the length that I did. Like I said before, I really don't measure a lot of things. I just kind of eyeball it, and I felt like it was just too long. So I'm guessing this is about 10 inches maybe, and you can kind of see how you want yours to be. And so I'm just hot gluing that back down, and I think this will be better for what I'm going to be using it for. And so now my sack is done. I'm going to put it over to the side, and we're going to work on the little sign for my sack. I'm using these wooden plaques that I did not get at Dollar Tree that you may have. I can never find them. I have been to so many Dollar Trees and they are out, and I was so mad. I was like, I need some wooden plaques. So again, I ordered these from Amazon, and I'll put the link below. They didn't have the rectangular ones, they just had the square, but I got a lot of sizes, and so I'm just going to be using that, but it worked out perfectly. Again, I whitewashed it with some of the, I first added the antique wax, and then now I'm just going to super lightly put on some of the white Waverly chalk paint. I just wanted my stickers and my letters to pop out a little bit because they're going to be black, and so the white will make it pop. Now these stickers are from Dollar Tree. They have some really great stickers now, and I love the bicycle one. Oh, it's so cute. I've been dying to use this one, and it went perfect with this project. And then these are the little mini teeny tiny stickers that you do need a tweezer to use, and so I'm just writing fresh flowers on the top. So I love that, and I'm going to be hot gluing that right to the sack. How farmhouse can you get? I love this. I'm also going to be using some stuffing and some floral from Dollar Tree, and these pieces are called Dripping Blossoms. And I used 3 pieces. You can use whatever color you want. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit neutral. I did have some pink ones, but I ended up not using those. But I folded them down, and then I'm using some stuffing from an old pillow that I got at Dollar General. They're $2, and it's a great deal if you need some stuffing. So now we're hot gluing it on. I thought I did before, but now we really are hot gluing on the sign. And it's so cute. Oh, I just love this. And then at the top also, I'm going to be adding some of the Spanish moss from Dollar Tree. And I don't really show you here because it gets so messy. I kind of pull it apart outside and put it in the grass. Maybe that'll help fertilize it. And so it's all put in there now. So that finishes that part off. I love these little dripping blossom flowers. They're so cute. And so now we're just going to add the handle. So then the last step is to add the handle, and I'm just going to twist that on there, making it look very high end. And I just kind of push it through and twist it up. And this is done. I am thrilled how this turned out. And you can hang this anywhere you like, in an entryway, on any type of hook that you have. I just think you can imagine yourself riding your bike with your basket full of flowers to give out and sell for 25 cents around the country farm. And I just love this piece. Great for a gift. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that you get to make yours today. Oh, I love it. So my last little farmhouse project today is called the Farmhouse Butterfly Clip. And so I'm using all of these supplies here, and my last of my ticking fabric, I'm just cutting 2 pieces in sort of a very long oval shape. I didn't trace it or anything. I just kind of randomly cut it. And I'm kind of tapping into my 3rd and 4th grade classes years and years ago when we used to make tissue paper butterflies on a clothespin. And so now I'm using some burlap because this will be the bottom of the butterfly, and with the same sort of pattern. And the only thing there is I just wanted to make it a little bit smaller than the top part, so it'll all come together. And so now you can see I already created one at the top there. So I'm just gathering the fabric with some jute twine, and we're going to tie that in a knot, and I'll do the same with the burlap piece. This was so fun and so easy to put together. You could use any type of fabric that you have. Some floral fabric will be great for spring. But these are some fabric pieces that I had laying around. And so now both of those are done. And I'm going to be hot gluing those onto the clip. And I just used a lot of hot glue, kind of getting them all fixed up. No rhyme or reason. And we're just going to put those right on top. Now don't worry about the bottom part not being under the top part. I'll fix that when we get it all glued together. So I'm just going to push that right on, and I leave a little bitty gap at the top because I'm going to be placing the little antenna with some wire underneath there. And just making sure that's glued on there nice and secure. Holding it on, it'll glue here in just a minute. And now I'm just going to add these wooden beads on top. Now these beads are called doll heads that I found at Walmart, and they just have one hole on the bottom, and I love using these for something like this because I didn't want to see the holes. And so now I'm taking some little low gauge wire and kind of curling it around the pencil to make some curlicues for the antenna, and I'm going to hot glue that, like I said, on the top part, and then I'll add my final bead on top of that so that it's all secure. So now the glue is all dried, and so now I can work with it a little bit better. I'm going to take the burlap piece and sort of push it underneath the top part, and then kind of just fix it up a little bit, and there you have it, a darling farmhouse butterfly. You can clip this on anything around the house, an old branch that you might have sticking out of a pot, and they are just flying around because they are so happy. It is spring. So I ran outside and found this old sunflower branch that was out there after the snow, and they clipped on perfectly, and you can just add them anywhere in your house. They are darling, give you a whimsical look, and I am thrilled how they turned out. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of my projects today, and I hope that I've inspired you to create some of your own. And I want to also thank you to all my subscribers and all my new subscribers. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and even a comment. I would love to hear from you. I'll see you next time on Soozie's Stuff, KDIY Channel 146. Bye, everybody.